Well, hello, Accounting 582 Cyber students. This is our case number 7, and I like these calculations. You have a choice. I would do it in Excel, and that is indeed what my guidance is going to be. Now, run the largest gross test. This is a nice test for an abnormally large increase in activity. In our case, a large increase in activity could signal a cyber attack, and we will in fact see such a large increase in one of the cases coming up. So we're going to open the census data, and indeed you don't have to import it if you use Excel. You can just open Excel and open the file. So here it is, and we can go back, and what it says is calculate the percentage change for each state from 2000 to 2010. So we have a bit of work to do because we have county populations here, but we do have a state indicator over there. So first thing I'm going to do is let me go here at the bottom to people, and I'm going to make a copy of this, create a copy, and now it's called people 2. We will just rename this. I can call this case _7, and I can do whatever I like here. People will stay people over there. Let me get rid of what I don't need. I don't have to save. We're good. I now need to calculate the total population by state. And what I'm going to do that, I'm going to use a pivot table for that. So go Insert, Pivot Table. It's got the right range, and it usually has the right range. The defaults are okay. Now, I need the total per state. So I'm up here, and I'm doing a left click, and I'm dragging state down. I'm up here, I'm doing a left click on population. I'm holding, and I'm dragging down. I'm holding and dragging down. Now, I have state, population 2000, population 2010. These pivot tables are awkward to work in. I'm going to pull my data out of the pivot table, but the way I'm going to do that is to make a copy. So we'll go state, and we'll go pop 2000, and we can go pop 2010. Are those the headings I use over here? Looks like, and I need change percent. So we're good to go here. Now, it's probably not state. It might more be state. Now, I want the population change, but what I'm going to do is, let me just widen this a little bit, column width 12. And now I'm going to copy the data out of here into here. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to use a formula equal. See, it's in A4. And I'm going to type A4. I can actually copy this across. It'll pull what it needs to. But what you do not want to do is go equal and then point here and then go enter, because you get a complete mess over there. I'm going to go escape and escape out of here. So watch, I typed in equal A4. I copied across. Now I'm going to copy down. And we're good. We can format this in a while. We can format that now. Here we go. I want it a little bit nice and neat. And we can do format cells. We do want it as a number. We do want the thousand separator. No decimal places. We can't have a fraction of a person. Now, let me go back and see what heading I used. Change percent. So we'll go here. And there are a few ways we can do it. Let's make the formula do everything for us. We can do format cells. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to change the width. I like the number 12. Here we go. So now, to get the change percent, if I go equals, brackets, this minus that, I get the change. I'm closing my bracket. And if I divide it by my opening value, which is F4, I'm now going to get the change as a proportion. But I don't want that. I actually want it as a percentage. So I'm going to go back and open a new bracket here and go to the end. I click the end and go to F now. And I'm going to multiply all this by 100. And now I will actually get the change percent. But it's going to be quite messy because it's going to give me, watch, a number like that. So right in the formula, I'm going to go equal round. And then at the end, I'll do comma 2. And now I've rounded. And actually what's happening, because there's a 0 there, it's giving me only 1 decimal. So I am actually going to have to do a format. I'm going to copy this to the bottom. See the plus sign? I'm going to go to left, a double click, and we're all the way down to the bottom. But I don't like these where I just get, I want the zeros to be included. So we will actually go format cells, number, 2 decimal places, and we're good. Let's just make this bold. Now, it's best if at this stage I go highlight everything and do copy and paste values, which is right over here, so that all those formulas are gone and I really have almost my answer over here. But you can see it says show your first 10 rows. First 10 rows of results. So we go to row number 11 because the first is a header. But this is sorted. Largest to smallest, sort your data. So we're going to go here. Now that this is independent of that, I can go in here and do a sort, largest to smallest. And now, let's get rid of those 2 rows over there. Now, we're going to go to row 11 because I wanted the first 10 rows of results. And it's looking good. I see that I showed the first sort of 29 over here. We don't want that. I just want the first 10 rows. How many extra people would we need to show an increase of exactly 10% for California? So we go back here and we will look at California, and I see California is there. Population 2000, population 2010. If I go here, California is exactly here. You see it's 9.99. So I need a couple of extra people to get me to 10%. So I'm going to go California. And I've highlighted this. I'm going to go copy. And we'll go to Word. And we'll use a new file. And let me just... it's not showing me the new file. You can see it's there. But it doesn't want... I'm just going to go at the bottom here. There we go. Control D. At least I have these numbers. Now, it's how many extra people over and above this will I need to have an exactly 10% increase. So, I need to get to a 10% increase, and a 10% increase would be 1.1 times this number over here. So that is a 10% increase, whatever that number is. What I have is this number over here. Because I asked how many extra people. So with a little bit of algebra, I need a 10% increase, 1.1%, 1.1 times this. I have that, and I want to know how many extra people above the 37.25 million. So I'm going to subtract out this 37.25 million, and you should get an answer, but you do need to make sure that you round your people count up so that you actually go slightly above 10%, but what I mean is just a smidge. Relative size factor, largest divided by second largest, a very nice test for errors and possibly fraud. But it does pick up errors, and it has picked up some good errors. Here we go. So what I need is the largest county, the second largest county, and I'm going to divide largest by second largest. That is the RSF test. It's in the book. You might need to read the first few pages of that chapter before embarking on this. So we're going to go here, we go back to people, and now I'm going to get rid of everything that I don't need. So I'm back to people, and we can go move or copy. I can create another copy here, and this we can call part 3. I think it's part 3. So we call this part 3. It's now a copy, and I still have all my people happy and intact over there. Let's go here. I don't need the county name, I don't need the area, and I don't need 2010. Here we go. Now, largest divided by second largest. I'll make my life much easier if the largest is first and the second largest is second. And then life will become much more fun. Over here, I actually can't use this. So I'm going to sort. And I need a custom sort, which I think is in Home, Sort and Filter, Custom Sort. And what I want to do is I want to first sort by state, add a level, and then I want to sort by population 2010, largest to smallest. And when I do OK, for each state, I'm going to get the largest and the second largest first. This makes calculating the relative size factor much easier. I now need an indicator, which I'm going to call indic for indicator. And this indicator is going to tell me whether I have the first number for each state. I have the first number for each state. It's just going to be an indicator, and then I'm just going to sort of work with these rows here. And I'm going to put an indicator of 1 in there if it's the first entry for the state, and I'm going to leave it blank if it isn't. So here we go. I actually can go 1 over here because I know that is the first one. So I'll actually use my formula over here. And I will go equals if this is not equal to this, then actually I do have the first record. So I want you to give me a 1. But if it's not the first record, I want you to leave it blank, and the blank is 2 double quotes. You know, when you cite somebody, you'll use a quote, look like that. But I need 2 of them for a blank, and we'll go enter here. I just want to see that the formula works, and I'll give it to you. So remember, this formula is in C3. I'm going to copy this down. I see the plus sign, swift left, and double click. And actually the formula is in here, and there is a 1 because this is Alaska, and it's the first entry for Alaska. And when I go down here for the first record for Arkansas, I do get a 1. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. I'm going to go back here. You can't see anything because it's doing the double quotes blank. So I'm going to go copy. I'm going to go back here. Paste. And it's unhappy, so I'm going to change this into text. I'm going to do this. And now I'm going to do copy again. paste. So this is the actual formula. Go here. So this was the formula, and this formula was indeed in C3. There she is. You can pause the video, and that means not equal. This means if the condition is true, put a 1. If the condition is false, this is one quote, and that's another quote, and that means blank. So I'm going to go back here, and I need to take this away. This formula is good. And now, in the results, I also want the second largest. There it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a thing over here for second. And I'm only going to pull the second up when I need to pull it up. In other words, when this indicator is 1. So we'll just make this little bold over there. And I only want the second largest one when this indicator is 1. So we'll go equals if C2 equals 1, then go and give me B3. Otherwise, give me, here's quote, quote, a blank. So I typed a quote, and that means give me a blank cell. So, since this is 1, it is giving me the second largest. And I can copy this all the way down, and there are formulas here, so it's going to be good. I'm going to go swift left, a double click, there she goes, all the way down, and now it's pulled the second largest over there. I have a problem with the District of Columbia, not personally with the people there, but just District of Columbia only has one sort of county. So what it's done, it's correctly identified this is the first row, and it's pulled the one below it, but the one below it belongs to Delaware. So this is a little problem. We're taking a slight shortcut here, and we're going to have to make some adjustments by deleting them. Actually, you know, if we just do this, 318, delete, sorry, and now they're gone. And I think what's happened is I need to fix this. I needed to fix that. I needed to copy it down here again. And now, sorry, District of Columbia, you're gone. But Delaware is doing just fine. This is the first row, and there is the second one. So I almost have my relative size factor now. Relative size factor, RSF. The relative size factor is equal to the largest divided by second largest. But I really only need to calculate it where it's a 1 over here. So unfortunately it's going to be an if again, equals if. If indicator equals 1, then, oops, there was a comma, then go largest divided by second largest. Otherwise, give me that blank again, which is quote, quote, close the parentheses. It's pretty good. I've got relative size factor. I'm going to go get the plus sign, swift left, double click all the way down, and it's actually looking quite good. I have the correct relative size factor, but there's still a bit of work to be done before it looks like this. So what I want is I want the, it's sorted from largest to smallest. First 10 rows. Now, unfortunately, if I sort this, these things are going to get out of order, and it's going to do a whole lot of recalculations, and my life is going to become not as happy as it actually is now. There are formulas galore in here. I can actually just highlight the whole column, copy, paste values, and now I have the values here. Now what I want to do is I don't want these three, I want everything. I need to get rid of this, it's highlighting over here. So how about I just quickly go out here and do equal 1. And that did get rid of it, but I need to clear contents. And now I can put the cursor back here. And now I want to do sort by relative size factor descending. These blanks are all going to be at the bottom, and the good relative size factors are going to be at the top. And you see it's 2 decimal places. We can do that at the end. File. Oops, home. Sort and filter. Custom sort. I want to sort by relative size factor, and we will go Z to A, I think will give us largest. And then delete a level. So I actually want to delete this level. It deleted the wrong level. Relative size factor value Z to A, I should go largest to smallest. We'll do OK. And that didn't work. So Control Z, go back, home, sort, custom sort, delete a level, relative size factor, A to Z. Now it's not behaving the way I want to do because I have the smallest here and the largest there. So I'm going to actually have to go here and delete these rows. It's going to be quite quick, but this wouldn't be that much fun if I had 1 million records. Delete. Now I have all my relative size factors here, and I want the largest at the top. I'm going to go here, format cells, number, 2 decimal places, we're good. We just have to turn this around. Sort, largest to smallest, and we're good. We have this here. We can see Illinois 5.67, Hawaii 5.15, and it ties in with the little blurred things that you can see here. Just the first 10 rows. Lastly, possible to get a RSF that's less than 10? Yes or no? You can think that one out, and to help your thoughts along, watch. I said, can we get an RSF less than 1? If we scroll down to the bottom, we don't. So you can answer it. Don't be too technical. Just assume all the numbers are positive numbers. The largest and the second largest are positive numbers. Otherwise, if you have negative numbers, we can go less than 1. So assume all numbers are positive numbers. Tell me whether we can go less than 1. Over here, we don't. And I think we're good to go over here. I'm going to go, this is module 4, this is case 7, and it's looking good to me. So thanks for watching, and for now, make that bold. Bye-bye.